Behind the glitz of the stage and the gazes of thousands of fans, there was one moment, just a single, almost imperceptible second, that has burned itself into the hearts of fans ever since. A moment that was not fully captured on camera, not officially announced, and never discussed by the media. But for those who noticed, for those who felt the deep chemistry between Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, that moment was everything. That day seemed like just another ordinary day in the promotional tour for the Untamed. Fans packed the venue, their cheerful smiles greeting the arrival of the two stars who had changed the lives of many. Wang Yibo with his cool charisma and piercing gaze, and Xiao Zhan with his warm smile and gentle eyes that calmed anyone who looked at him. But what no one knew was that behind the smiles and jokes on stage, an emotional tension was reaching its peak, and almost ended in an accidental kiss. Or was it intentional? The event proceeded as usual. Yibo and Xiao Zhan answered the host's questions lightly, but the aura between them felt different. They were too close, their gazes too deep, and the smiles on their faces seemed to hide something more than just friendship. When Yibo made a joke, Xiao Zhan laughed and instinctively moved closer. Their heads grew closer, and for a moment, just a moment, Yibo didn't look away. Instead, he stared at Xiao Zhan so deeply, as if the world around them had vanished. Their lips were only a few centimeters apart. Silence. The audience laughed at the joke, but amid the sounds, there was an emptiness that only the two of them could feel. And when Xiao Zhan finally realized that their faces were almost touching, he immediately widened his eyes and slowly backed away. His face turned red. Yibo just gave a small smirk, subtle, but enough to spark thousands of speculations that night. Because the moment happened so quickly. The stage camera was focused on the screen, and the audience's view was obstructed by the changing lighting. But for those who were close enough, sensitive enough, and had been observing the unseen dynamics between the two actors for a long time, the incident was not just a figment of their imagination. On fan forums, discussions erupted. Did Yibo almost kiss Xiao Zhan? Why didn't he look away like usual? Was it spontaneous? Or were there feelings they could no longer hide? The media remained silent. The agencies remained silent. Even the two actors themselves did not offer a single comment. But it was precisely that silence that reinforced everything. If it had been a joke, they could have laughed it off. If it had been a coincidence, they could have easily denied it. But they did not. They chose to remain silent. And behind that silence, fans read more than just words. A fan wrote on Weibo, "It wasn't an accident." Yibo has never approached anyone like that before. He looked at Xiao Zhan as if the world would end if he didn't. The comment received thousands of likes and reposts, not just because of its boldness, but because many felt the same way. Since that day, their interactions have become more cautious. There are still smiles, still closeness, but not as close as before. As if they realized they had gone too far in the public eye. That their feelings, whatever they were, had to be kept tightly guarded from public scrutiny. But still, small moments kept emerging. Glances caught on camera, light touches that were too natural, and blushes that couldn't be hidden. Even in the most ordinary moments, like photo sessions or press conferences, there was an indescribable aura between them. If Wang Yibo did almost kiss Xiao Zhan that day, what does it mean for them? For the fans? For a world not yet ready to accept love that transcends conventional boundaries? Perhaps that's why the incident was never discussed. Because it was too personal, too emotional, too real. They are not just two actors acting together. They are two hearts connected in a way they may not fully understand themselves. And in that one moment, which to the world was just an ordinary moment, for them was the climax of emotional tension that had been building for a long time. If Wang Yibo had indeed almost kissed Xiao Zhan that day, what would it mean for them? For the fans? For a world not yet ready to accept love that transcends conventional boundaries, perhaps it was the moment when feelings could no longer be contained. Up until then, they might have learned to hold back, keeping their attention in silence, hiding their admiration in jokes, and locking their longing in fleeting glances. But that day, when the distance between their bodies was no more than a whisper, and their eyes locked in a deep gaze, Yibo might no longer have been able to hide his true feelings. It wasn't just a reflex or an unintended movement. It could have been an emotional impulse that had been held back for far too long. And if that was the case, then that moment wasn't just about physical closeness. It was the climax of a long emotional journey, from the exhausting yet laughter-filled days of filming, from mutual trust and healing, from the small, unseen gestures of care to the bond that grew in silence. Perhaps for Yibo, it was the most honest way to say, "I'm here, I see you, and I feel it too." For fans who have long seen the cracks behind their smiles, that near kiss could be the most emotional validation, that what they saw wasn't just illusion or fleeting imagination, but a real connection, buried yet profound. If that moment had happened, then the world almost witnessed love so pure, yet too precious to be revealed. We may never know what truly happened that day, but perhaps true love isn't always expressed in words. Sometimes it's present in a glance, in silence, in small gestures that only two hearts that understand each other can comprehend. And though the world may not have noticed, the loyal fans have kept that moment in their hearts. A memory of the day when Wang Yibo, for just a moment, couldn't hold back and almost revealed everything in front of everyone, without anyone knowing. What truly happened that day? Was it just a coincidence, or a silent confession that was never spoken? In a world filled with spotlights and boundaries, sometimes love must be expressed in a language understood only by two souls. Perhaps we will never know the answer for certain, but one thing is clear. That moment has left an indelible mark on the memories of the fans. If you feel there's more than just friendship between them, write it in the comment section. Is it hidden love? Did you also feel that magical moment? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because our journey exploring the hidden story of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan isn't over yet.